Once upon a time, a picturesque village surrounded by towering trees and lush greenery. Birds are chirping, and villagers go about their daily activities. In the center of the village, a large wooden board stands, displaying the announcement of a grand challenge.
In a quiet village nestled between the forest and the mountains, lived two sisters, Lila, the thoughtful and patient one, and Nia, the energetic dreamer. The sisters are sitting around the table, looking at the announcement pinned to the board. Their parents sit nearby, watching them with pride and concern.
This challenge won't be easy, Nia. The forest is vast, and the mountain is treacherous.
That's exactly why we have to go for it. Think about it, Lila, if we win, we'll be known as heroes. And the greatest teacher in the land will be waiting for us at the mountain's peak.
But we can't just rush in. We have to be prepared, or the forest will defeat us before we even begin.
You worry too much. I'm going to leave at dawn tomorrow. The faster I get through the forest, the better.
Lila, I'll take a few days to plan my path and gather what I need. I'm sure it will be worth the wait.
The next morning, Nia stands at the village gate with a small pack of supplies. She waves goodbye to her family and villagers. Nia,
I'll bring that flower back before you even have time to miss me.
She turns and dashes toward the forest, excitement fueling her steps. The village slowly fades behind her as she disappears into the trees. Nia, filled with confidence, believed that speed was the key to victory. Lila, however, took a different approach. Lila sits at the table with a map of the forest, studying it carefully. She traces her finger along the routes, occasionally taking notes and making sure she understands the terrain.
The river cuts through here. The animals tend to stay around this area. I'll need to pack enough food for at least a week.
Nia is sprinting through the dense trees, barely pausing to catch her breath. Her face is full of excitement as she leaps over roots and ducks under branches.
This is easier than I thought. No problem at all.
Suddenly, her foot catches on a hidden root and she tumbles to the ground. She winces, sitting up and brushing dirt off her knees.
Okay, maybe it's a little harder than I thought.
She picks herself up and continues running. Soon, she encounters a wide river blocking her path.
Oh, I didn't think there'd be a river. How am I supposed to get across?
She tries to wade through, but the current is strong, and she stumbles back, frustrated.
I don't have time for this.
She circles the river, trying to find a shallow point, but her time slips away. Meanwhile, Lila has just started her journey. She walks steadily, calmly navigating the forest. With each step, she's careful, avoiding roots and overhanging branches.
Patience, Lila, one step at a time.
As she approaches the river, she smiles knowingly. She already found the shallowest part of the river on her map. She wades through easily, her feet barely touching the water. While Nia rushed ahead without a plan, Lila moved slowly but with purpose, knowing that the forest rewarded those who respected its challenges. Nia is exhausted, slumped against a tree, staring up at the night sky. The sounds of the forest seem louder now, almost menacing.
I thought I'd be halfway up the mountain by now. How did this happen?
She pulls out a small piece of bread and takes a frustrated bite, her supplies dwindling. Lila sits by a small campfire, content and focused. She unrolls her pack, eating a well-prepared meal while looking at the stars. The peaceful sounds of the forest surround her.
The journey is long, but I'm getting closer. One day at a time.
After days of struggle, both sisters approach the foot of the mountain. Nia, looking haggard and tired, has barely made it through the forest. She stares at the mountain, her face a mixture of frustration and determination.
I can still win this.
She begins climbing, but her body is weary and her steps are slow. Each rock she pulls herself up on feels like a mountain itself.
I was supposed to be the fastest. Why is this so hard?
Meanwhile, Lila reaches the foot of the mountain, calm and steady. Her supplies are still plentiful, her body well rested.
Almost there.
She begins her climb, each movement calculated and sure. Despite the steepness, she makes progress, her energy conserved from her thoughtful journey through the forest. At the top of the mountain stands a single rare flower, blooming in the wind. Nia reaches the peak, her hands trembling as she touches the flower. But before she can pluck it, she collapses to the ground, too exhausted to celebrate. Moments later, Lila arrives at the peak. She walks over to Nia and kneels beside her.
You pushed too hard, Nia. You tried to win before you even understood the journey.
Nia looks up, tears in her eyes.
I thought being fast would get me here first. I thought I could just do it.
Lila helps her sister up, and together, they look at the flower.
It's not always about being first. Sometimes, it's about learning as you go, pacing yourself, and appreciating the journey itself.
They stand together, side by side, as Lila picks the flower. In the end, the sisters learned that the race wasn't about who was fastest, but who understood the value of patience, wisdom, and perseverance.
The sisters return to the village, carrying the flower between them. Villagers cheer as they arrive, and the sisters smile at each other.
Next time, I'll try to keep up with you, Lila.
And I'll try to keep a little more of your energy, Nia.
And so, the two sisters, once so different, found balance in each other's strengths, realizing that life's greatest journey is learning to combine wisdom and passion, patience and action.